I went on vacation to Ireland with my brother last year and had the most wildest experience of my life there. Or should I say, we both had the most wildest experience, but more so me. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I'll ever go back again after what happened. As a matter of fact, no, I won't go back. It's a Sunday night and it was pretty much our last day of vacationing. My older brother Shane wanted to go out, and I'm quoting him, "Let's get fucking wasted tonight." So we're on vacation, right? Why not? We had rented an Airbnb for the week, we had a rental car, we had a great week so far, and we were having a proper vacation. He was already dressed up and ready to go. I wanted to take a quick shower and shave, so I told him to head out and I'd call him when I was ready for him to pick me up. He says cool, he leaves, and I jump in the shower. He's the one that knows the hot spots here in Ireland better than I do. I mean, this was my first time ever coming here, so I take a shower, shave, and I get dressed. As I'm about to call my brother, the front door to our Airbnb opens up. And it's my brother with two badass Irish women. They both jump on the couch and they're laughing their asses off, and my brother is just standing there looking at me with a sly grin on his face. He looks over at the ladies and says, "Give me a minute, please." Walks over to me, puts his arm over my shoulder and walks me to the bathroom. He then whips out a bag of mushrooms and smiles. You know, the psychedelic kind. I look down at the bag and I shake my head. He says to me, "Come on, bro. We got two hotties out there who are tripping and they want to party. Don't be a flake. This is our last night. Let's make it special." I don't like disappointing my brother, but I was hesitant. I open the bathroom door and take a look at these gorgeous women who are both sitting up right now and both looking at me as I open the door, both smiling. I smiled back, closed the door, and looked at my brother and said, "All right, dude, fuck it. Let's do it." He gives me a huge hug, kisses me on the forehead, pours me a handful of mushrooms, and does the same for himself. We both looked at each other to see who would go first. He counted to 3, and down the hatch they went. But they were the most unpleasant tasting mushrooms I've ever eaten in my life. They were disgusting. I ran to the fridge and grabbed a bottle of juice because I was having a hard time chewing these nasty things. But my brother Shane? No, he's a pro. You give that guy a barrel of hay and he'll eat it faster than a horse. The guy can eat anything. 40 minutes go by and I'm still straight as a pin. However, my brother on the other hand, he's already tripping. I think he had already taken some beforehand. But in the next 10 minutes, these shrooms hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like this intense wave of cool and hot went completely through my body. And I've taken mushrooms quite a few times, but have never felt anything like this before. It was so sudden, and I feel fantastic. The next hour went by so fast because we were having so much fun. And these Irish girls, man, I had the sexiest one, a beautiful redhead by the name of Katrina. She was kind of short though, about 5'1" maybe. But good things come in small packages, right? Well, not really. And you'll know why soon enough. I don't recall anything else that happened for the rest of the night after my brother left with the other girl. And before I continue with the rest of the story, my brother's name is really not Shane, and the redhead girl I was with is not named Katrina. You see, I had to make up these names to protect me and my brother, because what happened during the rest of the night, I don't remember, but also, I'll never forget either. Okay, so let's get back to the story. I do remember my brother leaving with, let's just call her Gloria, Katrina's friend, and me and Katrina, the redhead, stood behind. I do remember us making out in the bathroom together, but everything else after that? There's nothing there. Nothing. I don't recall anything from that point forward, no matter how badly I try to remember. This is what my brother told me he witnessed as he arrived back at the Airbnb 5 hours later with Gloria. And until this day, I still don't want to believe this happened. But according to my brother, it truly did happen. My brother is going to write this part of the story because he's the one that has it locked in his memory for life. And for the sake of the story, my name will be Alex. Okay, here we go. Meat and potatoes. We arrive back at the Airbnb and I see Alex outside in the front of the house wearing only socks, and he's running around on top of the grass like an animal, yanking out handfuls of grass from underneath him. I look at Gloria and we're both baffled at what we just saw. I said, "Oh yeah, this dude is off his rocker right about now," as I park the car. We both hop out of the car and walk up to the front door. I slide the key into the door. It unlocks. But there's a chair behind the door and it's tipped over, blocking the entryway and only leaving enough space for a crack. We both awkwardly look at one another, and as I'm about to call out for my brother, I hear someone sprinting towards the door, and bang, the fucking idiot shuts the door on us. I then knock on the door softly because it's almost 1 a.m, as I don't want to make too much noise. God only knows what this kid has been doing since me and Gloria left. After I knock on the door a few times, I hear the chair getting pushed to the side and my brother slightly opens the door. I take a peek inside, and his nose is broken, lips are bubbled up, and his left eye is completely shut, black and blue and swollen. He then drops to his knees and begins crying, but no sound is coming out from him. You know, like when you get smacked by your parents when you're a kid and it shocks the soul out of you? Yeah, that kind of cry. I don't react to what he's doing, not to scare the shit out of Gloria, because she's right beside me. So I push the door open and tell Gloria to hang on a second as I shut the door and lock it. I pick his busted ass up and sit him on the couch. I look around the house and it's in complete shambles. Our clothes are everywhere. There's food all over the fucking walls. It was chaotic. And my brother is now sitting up and breathing frantically. I ask him, "What in the happened?" He looks at me, face looking like he got into a boxing match with Rocky Marciano, and whispers to me, "Dude, there's a leprechaun in the bathroom." A fucking what now? I said with the most bewildered look on my face. I mean, I must have. I wish I would have taken a picture of my face at that very moment. I should have taken pictures of everything so this idiot could see the havoc he wreaked on that night. My imbecile brother continues, "There's a fucking leprechaun in the fucking bathroom, and this little Lucky Charms motherfucker won't tell me where he hid the gold." A leprechaun in the bathroom? What the fuck happened to you? I said as I felt my blood beginning to boil. The imbecile then says, Don't worry. I hogtied that little bitch and stuffed my underwear in its mouth. It's in the bathtub, but don't go in there. This thing f***ed me up." And now I can hear someone fumbling in the bathroom, moaning. I looked at my brother and said, "What in the f*** did you do, Alex?" He replies, "I'm telling you, it's a f***ing leprechaun." Okay, I said. "Stay right here and just, please, don't move, don't do anything. Just keep still." His eyes were so huge and dilated. He was so high. He had heartbeat pulses pumping from the top of his head. I rushed back over to the front door and told Gloria that my brother got into a fight with a couple of guys at a pub while me and her were out, and that her friend Katrina left because she got scared. She told me that was the first time that she met that girl tonight, so she really didn't care and shrugged it off, which was a huge relief for me. I told her thank you for a wonderful night. She understood. We said our goodbyes. I shut the door. And now, what the f*** is in the bathroom? Or better yet, who is in the bathroom? Because let's face it, this motherfucker did not find and fight with a leprechaun tonight. No way. There's just no fucking way. I rush over to the bathroom and my brother leaps at my legs and he's holding on to me for dear life, begging me, "Please don't untie it. It's got magical powers. Please." Now, at this very moment, I am sort of hesitant about opening the bathroom door, but I snap out of it and I open it. What the f***? A leprechaun? No, I don't think so. I open the door. "Holy shit," I said while covering my hands with my mouth. The floor was smeared in blood, as if someone was dragged, leading to the huge cast iron tub. Smeared bloody handprints were all over the tub. My legs are shaking and feel like they're ready to give out on me. I was scared shitless. What did my brother do? Who is in that bathtub? I pray to God Katrina isn't in there right now. I slowly walk up to the bathtub. And sure enough, there is a hog-tied person lying in it with my brother's underwear stuffed in their mouth with a ripped t-shirt tied around their head and mouth. But it's not Katrina. It's a little person, a dwarf, and he's literally dressed up in a leprechaun costume. And how on God's green earth did he end up here? He has no idea I'm standing above him. I reach down to begin untying him, but he begins squirming and screaming. I told him to relax, that I was here to help him. And then, my imbecile brother Alex rushes into the bathroom and tackles me down, stands up and begins shouting at this poor bastard hogtied in the tub. "Tell me where it is, you greedy little tell me!" I jumped back to my feet and slapped my brother back to his childhood, grabbed him by the throat, tripped him and threw him to the ground and said, "Are you f***ing crazy? Do you want to go to prison for kidnapping? What in the is the matter with you, you dumb f***?" He then looks up at me with this pessimistic look on his face and says, "It's a f***ing leprechaun, dude. A leprechaun." I was absolutely dumbfounded and furious at this point. I have this stranger in my Airbnb rental hogtied and gagged, squirming and screaming, and my brother thinks that he's a leprechaun? I can't make this shit up. He was so high on those mushrooms, he was absolutely convinced that this man was a leprechaun. So I had to play the game. It was the only way to help this poor son of a bitch that my brother had kidnapped and hogtied in our Airbnb rental. I calmly whispered and told him to please leave the bathroom so I could interrogate the leprechaun and find out where he was hiding the pot of gold. My brother slowly stood up to his feet, face busted up, his cock and balls all shriveled and tight, looked at the man dressed up as a leprechaun, smiled at him with an evil grin, and just walked away. And as he walked away, I told him to go and please put some clothes on, lay down in bed, and that I would handle the leprechaun, that I would find out where the gold was hidden. Pretty outlandish, right? I know. You must think that I'm batshit crazy, huh? Okay, so to make the rest of this long story short, my brother Shane never told me what he did with the poor guy I hogtied, and, well, I don't remember how this guy came to be in my possession. I really don't. The only thing my brother Shane told me was that he ungagged him, untied him, and that he was extremely pissed off, and that he had compensated him for his troubles. Man, I felt so horrible. I felt so horrible. What I do remember, though, is waking up that following afternoon with my face all f***ed up, dehydrated with a tremendous splitting headache. I had no clue as to why I looked and felt the way I did. It was terrifying. All of our luggage was packed and my brother was just sitting legs crossed and his arms folded. Hey man, take it from me, don't do f***ing drugs.